May I share a word? I'm lying in my new private office space, meditating with a white gardenia candle burning. If you know, you know. My mind is darting and thinking of what a whirlwind this last 3 years have been since I got off parole. I spent half that time on the road traveling to and working in several states, just as I used to promise my ex-wife we'd do as a family once I was free of that parole. But this ain't about that. This is about always creating the life that I want. I never do anything I don't want to do, and I know why. Here's why. When I turned 18, my group and I took off to California to make it in the music industry. The only person we knew there was the DOC, who had invited us there just over a year prior to us going out there. When he had visions of my group joining him and Dr. Dre, he still had his voice. When we didn't hear from him by the time he said we would, we decided to go find him. I had one of the first mobile phones that were available to the public in 1989. And by the time we made the 22-hour drive from Texas to California, we'd been introduced to Suge Knight. And he'd be the first face I ever saw in California. More on that later. I went to California with a plan, and I relayed that plan to Suge within the first few hours of us being there. He listened without interrupting. And then he said, "We can do that. That'll be easy." Within a few weeks, we were going from one huge meeting to another, talking to labels about my plan. My plan. Yeah. Fast forward to the reason I always design the life I want to live and the moments I choose to experience. Because nothing in my life happens by chance. When word got out there was a young kid producer from Texas in town working with Dr. Dre, a request came to Suge to have the kid, me, come lay down his signature powerful hip-hop drum tracks for the Jacksons, who were working on a family album with all of the kids. I'm talking Michael, Janet, Reby, you know, all of them. All the ones you don't talk about, they were there too. And they wanted a hip-hop feel to their drums. And the producer that they hired to produce the album was nowhere near hip-hop. Shout out to Alton Wokey Stewart for bringing a kid in to do that. The deal was made for me to be paid $500 a day each night after we wrapped our sessions. I literally got paid every day. We worked every night, Monday through Friday. Coincidentally, I was also in the studio with Dre every morning, Monday through Friday. That shit was so unreal. To be cracking jokes with Dre and some of the NWA members all morning and then cracking jokes on the Jacksons the same night. I used to clown them boys. We had fun though. But the craziest thing was being in each session and all those guys asking me, "What do you think?" Huh? Yeah, they're telling me that I was the guy with the ear for this shit. And if I didn't think it was good enough, they'd do it over. My fucking mind was blown. And that was when I realized I had planned all of what was happening, because I already knew I was as good as these guys and deserved to be in this room. So since then, I've always followed my own instincts when it comes to decisions I make. I don't know very many people who have been in the kinds of rooms I've been in, so I tend to ignore the opinions of people who haven't had the balls to chase their goals. It's real simple. I win because I say I'm going to win. That's that ruthless king shit.